3-0 for the first time since 2019, but maybe a little tighter than you would have liked given the turnovers there.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously disappointing. 10 and 9, 10 in the first half, 9 in the second. We had moments that I thought that we just couldn't cash in offensively. Where we were doing some good things defensively, putting ourselves in position, and we just couldn't break the 10. We were up 10, we just couldn't stretch it. That's something we got to learn how to do.
On the other hand, though, another 27 assist night.
Yeah, 28 field goals. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have, when you were holding on to the ball, you were getting a lot of really good shots.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's what we talked about. I mean, it doesn't make sense to turn it over, right? And we'll get better. I mean, I think their ball pressure was terrific. I thought their game plan. I mean, of course, when you have these two in Dallas, did a lot of work, to help the team win there. Of course, you were going to get their best effort and try to stop them. And there were times we handled it well, and there was times that we didn't.
A really tight rotation tonight. Was that by design, or is that just kind of how the game worked?
Let's see. 7 players, 7 and 8. No, I think that's kind of where we're at. I don't think that was, Badu was actually ruled out for us, so she was a late scratch. I just liked what was happening. So that was a feel.
Coach, 27 minutes for T. I believe that's the most minutes she's played in a Lynx uniform. Yep. And her teammates have referred to her calming presence a lot over the last couple seasons, and just sort of good things seem to happen when the game flew through her a little bit. How did you assess her performance?
That's the best that she's played. She really had a great training camp, and in the first 2 games, I didn't think were representative of what her training camp looked like, and so today did. She gives us great pace. She was the one that was leading the break, right, where Court was a beneficiary. They were running the floor together, and T was really good. Defensively, she's so active, and hopefully, the next part we add making free throws.
And for Fee, just sort of on the free throw that wasn't later in the game, it sort of seemed like there was some confusion around your former teammate Napheesa Hines-Allen seemed to point out that at number 2, it's your free throw. Just kind of what happened in that sort of mix-up, and what was kind of the conversation like on the court?
Well, they weren't clear who was shooting, so I just went up there.
Because initially they signaled take foul, which there's not in under 2 minutes. So in that case, Fee would take the free throw.
Yeah, so took advantage of the situation. They were obviously yelling that it was T's shot, and then Napheesa and I were just playing around. I really like my. So we were just. I was just joking with that flop, and then I heard the crowd, so I gave her a hug, just to signal that we were just joking.
And Court, so 7 assist night for you and hit some big shots. Did you notice any differences in the way Dallas was attacking you defensively in this one compared to the first game of the year?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Coach said, they upped the ante on me, started trapping every ball screen. So, honestly, I got to be ready to deal with that from every team. So, and I will be. So it ain't no smoke. We good.
7 assists and a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, huh?
It's going to be better.
Courtney, what are you seeing from Fee? 3rd game with 20-plus points. Just what are you seeing from her this year to start it off the season aggressively? Just she's been in her bag, so as you said. But just what have you seen so far?
She locked in. She on a mission this year. She knows it's her year to go get that MVP, so we need her to do this every night. We successful when she come out and she play like the MVP of this league, so she knows what she got to do, and she need to listen to me more. I get her easy buckets, man. Ain't that right, Fee?
I don't know. I'm looking at this. Turnover. No, I listen to my point guard. Thank you.
Fee, going along with that, you averaged 31 against the Wings in these 2 games. What are you seeing out there that you were able to kind of pick your spots and do what you do?
I think just being really patient. They're flooding the paint a lot, and they're really athletic, so getting them up in the air, trying to hit my open shooters when they are flooded, just really making reads instead of going too fast, trying to slow myself down.
Can you talk about what you saw from your fellow UConn alum? How do you think she's shaping up for the pros, and what advice would you give to her as a rookie?
I think Paige is going to be really good. She's a 3-level scorer. She's a great passer. You know, rookie year is really hard, so I would just tell her there's going to be up and downs. But from what I've seen, she's staying aggressive in these first couple games, so I tell her to keep doing that and lead the team. Point guard is a hard position, especially when you're young. But you know, take advantage of the position she's in. She's going to play a lot of minutes, so I'm excited for her.
Coach, on the plus side, obviously you're 3-0 for the first time since I think 2019. And you really haven't necessarily played a complete game yet, have you?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think all of us would say that, you know, in the first 3 games of the season. There's still things that we're trying to strengthen, for sure. But, you know, I think we've also been terrific at times in the games, right? And so I think we're doing that a little earlier than maybe what we did last year. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely more for us to do, you know, especially, you know, we get whole as a roster, and then just really start to work on, you know, the rotation of players and, you know, bringing some of the others along with us.
Cheryl, out of the box, you guys are down 15-5, and it seemed like the defense was quite locked in. What was your message to them in the timeout?
I think that's probably a question for them.
I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, you know,
15-5, we were down in the first timeout.
what was the message in the
What was the
timeout?
message?
I think our team is really good at staying steady. Like, we know what we have to do. We knew we had to lock in on defense. They were getting really easy shots. We were over-rotating on things. But we're really good, I think, at not panicking. Even when they went on the run at the end, like, yes, we were messing up, but we're not pointing fingers. We're trying to be efficient and what needs to be better, getting a stop on the next play. So I think we're really calm. Like, yes, we were locked in saying that, well, we need to change. But I think this team is really resilient. It was last year. I see it this year. And I think it's our greatest, like, superpower, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great point, because this is something you established last year, probably by the middle of last season, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're resilient from the beginning. We beat Seattle at home. I mean, at their home for their first game, that we won in overtime, you know, for our first game. So I think we saw it from the beginning last year too.
For any of the 3 of you, but 3rd straight game where Jessica Shepard leads the team in rebounds, especially in a game like this where things got messy at stretches. Just
Should that count? She had 4 offensive rebounds and 1 possession on her own shot.
it felt like more than
Now, Jess is awesome. She's so persistent. That was great.
But just the type of thing she brings to the table to, you know, do this now in, you know, multiple roles, starting off the bench, different, you know, minutes to lead the team in rebounds, and you just bring that grittiness to the post. Just like, how essential is she to this team's success?
I mean, Jess, like you just said, she do all the little things, man. Whether she playing 18, 30, it don't really matter. Like, she gonna come in and she gonna do her job and she gonna do it well. Like I've been saying, she gonna be huge for us, man. To have her have 10 rebounds, like, that's insane, bro. So, Jess gonna be huge for us.
Yeah, Jess is fun to play with. I think she's a player that makes the people around her better, just through her passing and the way that she's being aggressive on the boards. It shows that, you know, we need to be doing that too. She can't do all the work herself. So I've always really loved playing with Jess, and I'm glad she's coming back and doing exactly what she always does.
Coach, kind of for the first time in my memory, Court played 15 straight minutes in the first half. Is that something?
Mine too. first time I remember. Actually, we said that, and I'll let Court elaborate on this, but 33 minutes might be a high in a Lynx uniform. 15 straight, 33. Court, how you doing it? How you able to do it?
Look, man, I told Cheryl last season. So let me tell y'all the backdrop. I'm gonna make it quick. I'll make it quick. So in the beginning of the season, Cheryl said, I need you to go out there, give me everything you got. I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna put you back in. So when I give everything I got the first season, I said, all right, I need one. But then that turned into like, oh, well, we're going to sub you at this time. And it became like this NBA subbing. So I just leaned into it. But then for some reason, she thought I wasn't in shape. So I'm like, I came into this season like, Cheryl, you can play me. I'm good. So now she playing me and she see that I'm good.
You had a 39-minute game last year.
Oh.
So it's marathon.
Was it
That's what
overtime?
I'm trying to tell you. I'm in shape, man. Shout out.
You're more in shape this year than you were last year. I would agree.
Man, I've been in shape, you hear me? Cheryl just see him on them.
Did you have a follow-up?
I did.
Was that your
but
question or no?
It answered my question.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. You know, having Shep, having Land back out there, does that kind of open up playing T and Court a little bit more now that you can kind of have more size underneath, or is it kind of irrelevant?
I don't necessarily know that it's is about Court and T. I mean, yes, it's nice to have Jess and Landon playing these three together at times. I just think it's something that we like. It's going to be a little bit harder with our sort of our roster choices and where we're deeper, because we're not that deep over there with Courtney and T. So I think as the season evolves, we're certainly going to, any chance we can, we like it for where the roster is at right now. As long as Courtney is able to play and gets her turnovers down, and and T plays good, then we're going to keep looking at it.
Yeah, Cheryl, I wanted to ask you about the Minnesota Frost T-shirt.
Yeah.
As busy as you are, how much opportunity have you had to even watch them play?
I haven't had a chance. I know last night's game, I know the result of that, tough one in overtime. But certainly, share with the team too. Like, they're in the finals of the PWHL. They'll play again tomorrow night on the road, and then 2 games over at Excel. So rooting for them. I mean, it's just, as these guys know, it's incredible to be in the finals. They're doing it again. Yeah, I mean, we're rooting for them.